Hi guys, welcome back. So as I was discussing or telling you last time, so basically this is the architecture for the ASH data, and this is how it goes from the session state that's captured to eventually the AWR system tablespace, and then it goes into this data dictionary view. I'm going to create a report coming up, and basically I'm going to show you exactly what just it's part of the report actually, so you'll be able to see that this is actually created at after at the end of the ASH processing. So basically, the first hands-on query that I will cover is I'm going to query my active session history. And basically, so what I need to do is I'm looking for the top consuming queries inside my database. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to open up my SQL Plus. What I'll do is I need to get this script. So I should be able to. And again, so even before I get to that to the folder, this is the path where you be able to find all the files I covered up early on with to create reports, as you can see. So what I'll do is I'll just open up a different file explorer so I can get to my script. Or it could possibly, I should already have it open. Let me check. There you go. Let me just actually minimize this. There should be some code. There you go. So I already have the script right here. So let me just copy this. So basically, I'll be able to get a reading of my top consuming queries. So if I open up SQL Plus again, I give myself some space and I paste it, run it. Basically, I'm looking at the top consuming queries inside of Oracle. So basically, let me just make sure. So if I was to just go down the line and see what how long this was taking. So it will be I'll be looking at the total column. So again, it's gonna be what you're looking at is very straightforward. So it's just adding up the word events. How much the IO reads and the CPU processing. So basically, this is you just looking at these values. So if I go down the line, I see that I have a 109 for one of my cores. Obviously, this is one of my top consuming cores. So, and I also have a 166 and 158 and 112. So what I'll do is I will actually just pick one of these queries. So let me try. I'll try the 158 one. So let me just. I'm going to copy this. So it should be this one. Okay. Copy this one. And basically, so what I'll do next is I will actually just. So I have my top consuming query, one of my top consuming queries. So I will actually just. I'm actually going to run a select statement now. So it's going to be select SQL underscore text from the $SQL area where SQL underscore ID is equal to single quote SQL ID close the quote and run this. So basically, this is a query. This is a problem statement inside of my database. One of the problem statements. It's a select some percent space used from flash recovery area. So it sounds like a really important process. So let me do this. Let me see if I can find something that's not as important, and see if I can maybe get more information on that. So let me mark the 81, copy that. Capture. Okay, this seems like this is actually one of the capture processes that I set up in my it should be one of the ones that I set in my database, but it looks like it might be one of something that's just part of the regular the software. But anyways, what I'll do is, again, so I have this query. So what I'll do is I'm just going to run I'm going to query an explain plan for this query. So I will actually just type in select star from table open parent dbms underscore explain that display underscore AWR. Yeah, I'll put my SQL ID in here and then close it and make sure you have two parentheses at the end. So I have my explain plan for that query. So you can see there's a lot going on here. This is actually more it's better to do this, as you're creating a report. But basically, this is what's going on inside of the database. So basically, you have 59 levels of basically of separate explain steps in my explain plan. So what I'll do is let me go to my next slide. So once you so basically the step number one is identify the queries. So number two is actually so identify the queries. So basically you identify the SQL ID, and then you're able to run this select statement to actually get the actual text from the SQL ID, and then you require the explain plan for the SQL ID or the SQL statement. So let me. Okay. So that was querying via active session part number one. Part number two is I'm actually going to query. I'm going to make this more meaningful. So I'm going to query the top 10 problem queries in the past 100 minutes. So let me do this. I actually already have a query. So as you can see, this is the query that I'll need. There's just a little heads up. So there's a bug in 11G where basically if you query this null, it's going to be the top consuming query. And again, this is just something that it's recognized that this is a bug in Oracle. So I will run this query and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the query. So I'm going to copy this. SQL plus. I need some space. So these are my top 10 queries in the past 100 minutes. So you might be asking yourself, so I don't know it's 100 minutes. So basically, it's all about the script that I just pasted in. So basically, this 100 stands for minutes. As you can see, 24 by 60. So if I was to change this to 10 minutes, then basically it's going to be past 10 minutes. So actually I chose to do 100 because it's more it's actually more meaningful. So when I tried to do 10, it was just there weren't too many queries that I was able to capture. So basically with 100, I have a lot more queries. So what I would do is, so I would actually run a script right now. Again, so I have my SQL ID. So again, just ignore the null one. I'm gonna copy copy the second most consuming strip in the past 100 minutes. And I'm actually going to go to, actually let me not do this. So actually, so okay, yeah, so I'm going to execute this. I'm going to execute my SQL again. So if you can remember, this is the AWR report to basically to get to basically just for a particular particularity. So if I go to my file system, I'm already at admin. Just give me 1 second. As you can see, I need to get the AWR. Let me make sure I put this on the side. AWR SQL. So PT, got it. So copy this, paste it, and then so it should be the AWR SQL PT. I'm creating my report now. So I would actually create a HTML report. So you have the option of creating a text or HTML. So as you can see here at the bottom, let me actually put this aside. There you go. So you can create HTML or text. I'll create HTML. So HTML, and the number of days. And again, so just to be on the safe side, if you're not sure how many snapshots you have, just for me, like I just use past 30 days because I'm not sure how many snapshots my database has recorded. So 30 days, and then you get basically all the snap IDs that are available inside the database, going back to 30 days ago. So basically, I would actually do this. I would actually, so since this is the query that I just looked up, basically is let me just make sure. This query, I'm not sure what window is going to fit in, but I know it's been executed in the past 100 minutes. So what I would do is I would actually just pick as wide a window for your snap IDs as possible. So 322 is most recent snap ID. So let me go to let's say, just on the safe side, 230, and then 323. So again, so what you're doing, you select the begin snap and end snap. SQL ID is going to be this ID, the SQL ID. So mark this. Come to my SQL ID, paste it. So now I have to enter my report name. So you might be thinking, okay, so if I create a report name, it would be, it's just that easy, right? But basically what you have to do here is you cannot just say, okay, AW SQL report 1, and put the HTML at the end, and that's it. Basically you have to specify a path, on your own, in your directory path inside on your own file system stuff. Again, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna put in C app, and I'm gonna call this 100. Top 10 100 minute, and then that HTML. So basically, my report has been created. So what I will do now is I will go to my file system, open my file, file explorer, go to my C, go into app, and then I will look for the top 10. So it's this one, right? So double click on this, and basically this is what's gonna be this is what I'll be able to see, you know, for my report. So if you look at the report, again at the top it's going to have the database ID, database name. It's going to have the number of instances. So obviously I only have one instance, the release, and it's going to tell you if you have rack. Begin snap, as you can remember, it was 230 and 323. SQL ID, okay. And if you actually scroll down to the bottom, you're gonna find the execution plan for your SQL ID. So again, this is a very long execution plan, and the complete text for SQL ID is actually this one, where you're actually selecting the caption name string. So let me see if there's something else I can point out from this. Basically, you create a report for your SQL ID to be able to review exactly how your SQL ID is how your SQL statement is being broken down, and so you're able to review the things that I've covered on the last time, speed time execution, and all this stuff here. So let me just put this aside for now. And basically, that's how you create a HTML file. Remember, you also able to create a text file. So maybe, but you know what? Just for the sake of, let me do both of them. So I already have my SQL ID. It should be. My SQL ID should actually, let me make sure I'm able to record it. Copy. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna run this again, and let me run text. Number of days, 30 days. Begin snap, 230, and snap, 323. Values for SQL ID. Paste. Report name is going to be. And actually, if you not get these values correct or right, as you're going, from step by step, you'd actually not even get to the AWR to the part where you're able to name your report. It's gonna log your other system. So value for report name C. Top 10 let's go 100 minute txt. So basically, that means that if I was to go to my file system again, going to app, just bear with me, going to app, again I have two files. I have one for my HTML, one for my text. And there you go. So you can see, basically, it's kind of, again, you have two choices, and I either go with the HTML or the text. I prefer HTML. It seems like it's friendlier to for DBA. It's much it's more it's browser access, and again, that's what I like so far out of these two. So I'm gonna delete this one, and what I will do is I will come back to my tutorial and go to the next slide. So basically, so now what I did is I was able to review basically just parse out, get an execution, review the execution plan for my SQL statement. So next, I'm actually going to take a complete report. So this one is I captured the SQL ID at the session level, and I basically looked into my AWR snapshots be able to get the information for this one SQL ID, for this one SQL statement. So now I'm actually going to take an entire, I'm going to basically just create an AWR report, a general AWR report. So what I'll do is, again, just going back to my SQL Plus, what I'll do is I actually get to my file, my script destination. So again, so it's admin AWRPT, report type. I'm going to make this report HTML. Number of days, 30 days. Begin snap. And again, because I'm taking a snapshot of my basically of AWR, it basically is actually best if I have a a smaller window. So before I had a SQL ID, basically I wanted to show when that SQL statement was executed. So that's why I had a really wide distance between the two snap IDs. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna choose 312 as my beginning snap ID, and then frequency of my end. Report name is going to be C app AWR report 1.html. So my report is being created, and I actually think that this window was too large. There you go. Yes, definitely too large. So if I go into my file system again, my app folder, I need to look for rules app AWR report 1. So AWR report. Let me just make sure I get rid of these old ones so it's not confusing. Actually, you know what? Maybe this one. No, actually, let me not do that. I will go over these files. You know, if I'm not too lazy at the end, see which ones are not needed. So, anyways, I'm just gonna open up this HTML file. So basically, now I have this is my AWR report. So as you can see, it's different than what I had before with the SQL ID. There's no triaging of particular SQL ID, obviously, right? What you have is you have just a general report of your system performance. So basically, you have again, there's no rack. It actually tells you what platform you're on. So basically, it's more of a database as well as OS state, and that's what's included in the report. So anyways, basically, so what I do now is again, so if you go to, I'm looking for SQL statistics. So SQL statistics, there you go. So if you look at SQL statistics, right, you are looking at the top consuming queries in general, in your database. So basically, and you're only reviewing some snapshot ID range. So just be mindful of that. So basically, this is my top consuming queries. So elapsed time is 882 seconds. Okay, 20%, 26.32. Okay. So obviously it's a problematic query. So let me actually go down to CPU time and see if I still have the same top query. So again, so as you can see, so it's B6US, and again this one is also B6US. So okay, elapsed time, I've identified my query. CPU time is the same query. User IO wait. It's actually the second query. This is the second one on this. The second query for this criteria. So basically, you can actually what you're able to do is you can go down this go down this go down these criteria and basically just review where your SQL queries rank. And once you figure out, okay, so if I do this, I believe these should be on total. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 metrics. So CPU time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he drops off, drops off, drops off, drops off. So basically, so what I just deduced is that the B6 US is actually not top quote for all of them. It's only the top 3 for the first four metrics. So, but anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gamble and say, okay, this is my problem query. So what I'll do is I will go into my, let me make sure I'm able to just show you exactly what's going on, as well as cover the tutorial aspect in terms of the PowerPoint. So basically, again, so what you're doing is you're looking for SQL ID, and obviously we found it. And for just for the story, it's gonna be my problem SQL ID. So I'm going to click on this, my SQL ID, and if you go, and basically this is a table with the SQL ID as well as the SQL text. So basically, just reviewing my SQL IDs. Okay, let me go to the next slide. So I have, these are the two SQL statements, two SQL IDs that I have. BN4 and then with the rest those characters. So you might be asking yourself, okay, so obviously the second one is the it's the one that's causing all the problem inside of my database, right? I mean, it by default has more. It's actually more. There's more text with this query, so this is a problem query, right? So again, so right here at the bottom, I have a question for you. So which SQL statement takes the longest to complete? So if I can imagine just a lot of DBA just saying, okay, not or just if you were not familiar with Oracle, we just say, okay, obviously it's this one, the second one. So that's actually not true. The problem query is actually the small one, the one line. So let me do this. Go to the next slide. Yes. So as I just said, so that is the problem query, the SQL. The call DBMS stats, the other database stats. So this is a problem query. But actually this is an understandable query. I mean, the problem is understandable, right? Because basically what you're doing is you're gathering database statistics, and my database is about 8 gigabytes. So that is a lot of statistics that has to be gathered, right? So I'm not going to go into the explain plan because I already know I already know what this query, what this procedure is doing. So I'm not going to go into investigate this further. I'm just going to say, okay, this is the appropriate number for this appropriate elapsed time, appropriate CPU time for this procedure. So now I'm going to cover ASH again. So basically ASH, just remember, ASH actually captures the session level statistics, right? And if you wanted to create an ASH report, basically you would have to, let me make sure I have this right. You need to have a begin time and end time. So basically, let me do this. So I will I will go to my SQL Plus, and what I'll do is I'll actually just let me also have this folder open. So I'm looking for, so it's actually ASH RBT. So I'm looking for this SQL strip. So I'm going to copy this. Copy that. CD, not CD, but at paste, and I need to get ASH RPT, and I'm creating report. So I will actually create a HTML report again. Begin time. This is very, very, very important, right? So what you're doing is you are actually, you need to put in a begin time that's in time, that that's in time, that's in time measurement as opposed to a snapshot ID. And basically you have to, again, you have to follow these formats. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to minimize this, and I need to get to my I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but anyway. So I will actually, there you go. So basically, so I need to get the month, the day, and the year. Just as, again, just follow these exact formats. So the time is going to be, my begin time is going to be, so today is the, let me just make sure today is the 15th of April. I'm going to do begin time 04. Let me say, let me go as far back as possible. 04, 01, 2014, begin time. So what I did is I just entered in the wrong value, right? Because that's the wrong format. So let me do this. Go back to SQL Plus. That's report, HTML, begin time. So I'm missing the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. So it's going to be 01. That's for hour. That's obviously going to be 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And there you go. And so basically what I'm doing is going to say, okay, enter the duration, number of minutes, right? So let me see. It's starting from begin time. Not begin time, so let me just say this is a again. So what I just did is, so I had so if you look at minutes, so the reason why I chose 10/5/20 because I believe it's that's actually the equivalent of 8 days. That's from previous calculation. So it's either 10 or 11. I can't remember. But anyways, so it's 1 a.m. until April 8th, 8:20 a.m. That's the report end time. So what I'll do is I'll actually assign it again. Just assign a report name. So I'm gonna say C app ASH. Let me go to my file system just to make sure that there's no overlap. ASH report. Delete that. Just give me 1 second. My computer is getting a little woozy. Anyways, so it's ASH report 1.html. So my report is being created, and as you can see, again, you have begin time and time, HTML, with report name. So this is obviously it's a very long report. So the report is being created. I will open up my my browser. Basically, I will just go down the line. So, okay, this is my report. This is my ASH report, right? And if you can remember, so what happens is that this is the DB. Remember I told you so with ASH, the ASH data actually ends up in this one data dictionary view, which is a DBA, this active sets history, right? And it's like, and that's actually part of a snapshot. If you can remember the diagram, so it's the from the buffer it goes to the AWR, part of a snapshot. Basically, and then eventually it's flushed out to the DBA. The DBA this data dictionary view. So basically, just going down the line. Again, so there's nothing alarming. Again, because I'm not. This is not an actual. It's not a production environment. So I'm just nothing should really stand out on here. This is basically my ASH report. From April 8th, April 1st till April 8th. So top SQL workload, we talk about sources, top events. So pretty much, basically, this is a very standard ASH report. If I was to do top event, let me see if I can actually just view events. Okay, profile, top SQL command size. Okay, so if you're looking at this, the top SQL commands that would be performing in that time window, obviously selecting numbers number one. And yes, so basically you just SQL top fixed table for. So if I can actually just go to this with top events, the SQL ID. So is this one? Basically, it seems like a very again, just by the size of it, it's a very it's a resource intensive. Like, it's a resource intensive. It's very resource intensive. So basically system resources are dedicated to this to get this query from to resolve this one particular query. So pretty much you just review the ASH report to be able to find out these pieces of information, and then the client IDs will be basically just different clients. Basically you have maybe beliefs like OEM or different tools, but that's just again depends on how on how your configuration is set up. If you have multiple tools, then basically it's not just going to be SQL plus. That it's going to also include the different applications that you're using to connect to the database to perform these into run your queries. So what I would do is I would actually minimize this page, come back to the tutorial. So I just went over my ASH report. So and again, so you're just using your top events, and again, same as I just told you, if you use CPUs, this is very important. You're able to this is where your so it goes from the V-active session history that's in that's basically inside of the ASH sector buffer to DBA his active sets issue, which is inside of AWR, which is actually flushed out of a snapshot that is inside of AWR of the automatic workload repository. So in terms of other AWR information that I thought would be that you should know, you would need to eventually you can eventually just create a baseline, right? So what a baseline is basically a template. So basically what you're saying is that these are the performance metrics that I'm expecting from my database, right? And if anything it's not this performance metric, then basically I have to tune my statistics to resemble the baseline statistics So basically, again, it's going to be based on snapshots as well as start and end time. So you have those two options. And basically, again, you will only consider doing this if you're experiencing really bad performance. So basically, it would be, again, you're still referring to the same package, right? DNS workload repository, but now you're doing create baseline. You put in a start snap ID, and snap ID, baseline name, expiration, and DBID. DBID would be basically just again. So this is actually what I'm missing, but DBID is just actually, you know what, I already have DBID up there, but anyway, so DBID and expiration actually default to null value. So if you do not have these two parameters, then basically it's just going to result to null. And if you would do it by time, create baseline, you have a start time, end time. Baseline and DBID expiration, same thing again. The default values are null for these two, for DBID and expiration. And again, do remember to visit the discussion section for my YouTube channel. This is where I'll place all the DB script. And again, I've told you before. So if you do not find a script, just shoot me an email or send me a message, and I will basically just, as you saw, I have all these scripts available on my desktop. So if you need it, I'll post it on. The thing is, I'm not more of much of a I'm not pay I have a short attention span, so basically I'm not able to remember if I did this or not. But if you cannot find the script, just send me a message, and I'll gladly post it for you. You can also use OEM, Oracle Enterprise Manager, right, to create report and create ASH data as well as turn SQL queries. So lastly, in terms of the creating a snapshot, this is something that I mentioned earlier. So you can actually just say, okay, I'm going to create a regular snapshot, and basically have a regular flush level for my snapshot, right? So if you ignore this flush level parameter, basically the setting is going to revert to by default it's going to be typical. But because you can actually make this change specific, make this configure this setting. What you can do is you can just put in flush level. You can assign a value of either typical for flush setting, or you can assign all. So basically what all is means that the performance data that's being captured is basically with all going to be the maximum performance data that's going to be captured before a flush occurs. And remember the flush is basically it's just something that goes inside for as far as the snapshot. It's just what's being flushed. That's the that's the part that you can maybe track. And remember what I also showed you earlier is that you're able to, if you wanted to have a more extended shelf life for your AWR snapshot by modifying your AWR retention, you can basically take away the flushes, the flush operations. But anyways, this is the final. Let's make sure. This is the final slide. This is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time.